Welcome everyone to another episode of Beyond Your Beliefs. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for another amazing week. And I don't think we've seen each other live for about like 2 weeks. So, welcome for everybody who's new, who is coming back, and welcome to everybody who's new. The goal for and mission for these calls is to bring more awareness to your current beliefs and get you from your current beliefs to that next step, right? So while we were doing these sessions, um, I've been brought up a lot of questions, and it's brought a lot of people to me, and I've saved some of those questions in regards to today's topic in case nobody has any questions here or we run out of questions here. And so um, a lot of these seem to go along the lines of purpose and how to become or mindset, or how to bring that mindset, that successful mindset upon. And all I can say, guys, is most of these questions are very similar. Okay, these are very similar questions. Um we have lived similar experiences that have brought us to a certain point in our lives that requires us to learn something from that moment to move on. And I'm happy to answer in any way that I can those questions. And so what we're doing for the Beyond Your Beliefs episodes is we are going to be leaving this um, Q&A for every month. We're going to be hosting this Q&A once a month for the first Sunday of every month. We're going to leave in the opportunity for everybody to come on here, ask us questions. Now, today actually is our friend Matthew is not with us. Okay, I just wanted to make sure he was or wasn't. Our friend Matthew's not with us. He's not accompanying us today. He was on here until very last minute, just about like an hour ago. He got a very unfortunate call about a family member. So, my condolences to anyone who's in a situation like that. Health is wealth, is truly the biggest wealth that we can obtain and retain. So, condolences to him and his family. So, guys, with that said, so let's go ahead and get this started. I'm going to allow anyone to unmute themselves. You can unmute yourself. You can drop your question in the chat. Here's the two requirements, okay? And if nobody drops any questions, then I'll go ahead and pull up a question that I got asked earlier today, actually. So, we'll leave the floor up to everybody. All I ask is these two things that you say first. First, your name. We want to know your name and where you're tuning in from. Okay, those two things: your name and where you're tuning in from. So, guys, let's go ahead and open up the floor. I'm gonna give it a little bit before. Don't be shy, guys. Anybody, drop it in the chat, whatever it may be.
Yo, brother.
What's good, my bro? How are you?
I'm blessed and abundant and grateful. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, bro. Great to hear your voice.
Likewise. So I do have a question for you, my guy.
Okay.
I was curious, what was something that you had to defeat within yourself to advance to who you are?
That's a great question, bro. So, I believe that something that I'm currently still battling with is ego. Okay, so I recently came to a discovery that well, not recently. I think I've always been very aware of my ego. The ego is something that to me has been something that was always in the way till very recently. So recently, I've discovered that for me, I you can look at all your qualities and characteristics and behaviors as negative. You can change a lot about you, but there's certain drives and certain programs in your head that are so embedded, okay, that you this comes with a high level of awareness. Okay, so you have to be so aware of your these tendencies that you don't like about yourself or that you would like to improve of yourself. For example, was my ego. Not and what to me is the ego is like not listening to someone else before, turning things about me before even the question even finished. So here's was my biggest realization with that. So ego is the enemy, or so have we heard time and time again. But here's some like a very unpopular opinion. They say keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. What about those internal enemies that we have within us? What about the ego, for example? When we bring up the ego, how do you use the ego for as like in a positive way, right? Instead of trying to eliminate my ego, trying to fight with my ego, fighting with myself, being disappointed, putting myself down. Now, instead, this way, I can look at the ego, being more aware of the ego, and telling myself, okay, the ego is the my ego happens to be the motivator side of me, the go-getter, the sociable individual, the one that looks for recognition. Okay, but now I can use these things not as my main drive or anything like that, but as a supporting drive to my purpose. So for example, if I fill my cup with a lot of gratitude towards my ego is taking all this gratitude. What I can do, what I have personally done is I now, when somebody throws gratitude my way, I immediately send it right back their way. But now every moment now that I gratitude comes into my life, I soak it in a way where it's like, that's awesome. That's an awesome feeling. That's an awesome emotion. But I know that it's not me. It's all you. And it's a conversation that I have with myself every time I get gratitude now. It's like, and it was only brought to me by being aware of my ego when I did receive gratitude, when I did fill my cup with messages and emails and reviews and all these great messages that people getting breakthroughs. This was a huge breakthrough for me because I no longer look at my ego as a negative individual. I just look at it as a part of me that I have neglected and not gotten to know well enough. Because when you don't like some parts of you, what you tend to do is you chuck them away. You put those things away. But what I'm telling you is run at them, like go at them head on. Those things, especially those things that you feel most uncomfortable with, those are the things that I would say go at it head on and start small. Like, for example, like I'm terrified of heights. All my whole life, if I was in a building where I could look straight down, like I'm terrified. So what do? I go to high buildings. I sit on ledges. I go to cliffs. I go to stratospheres. I go, and I do all these things to get into that area in which I'm so uncomfortable and don't know. And so this is all about the unknown and getting good at the unknown. And then what does that do for the ego? It feeds the ego, yes, but then it gives me recognition towards the ego, but I use the ego to drive as a drive to get me there. I don't know if that makes sense. So I hope that I helped you answer your question, because that's a really good question. We all face things like this. We really do. We all face things this way, especially and I know I have a lot of traders on this call. Okay, especially as a trader. Okay, I'm going to refer to all my traders right now. We're all going to face many difficulties throughout our trading career. So many, okay, that there's so many right behind the other one. And as the more you grow as a trader, more obstacles will come your way. It doesn't smooth out. I believe that we are given the obstacles that we're in right now to learn something to get us to where we want to be. Learn something from where you're at now And I don't know who you guys believe in. We'll call, I mean, the universe, higher power, whoever it may be. For me, it's God. So I'll refer to them as God, but whoever it is in your belief, I believe that God has put us in this position to learn something from where we're at, like learn where we're currently at. So, for me personally, I believe that if you're stuck in any way, shape, or form, it's probably because you haven't learned the lesson that's going to elevate your frequency. Maybe you're learning the lesson in an incorrect approach, right? So there's a reason why you are at the place you're at in trading, in your business, or in life. And it's mainly because you probably have yet to learn. And this is why a lot of us feel like our performance plateaus. But you have yet to learn a very important lesson in the phase and chapter that you're in your life right now. Okay. So to me, keep pushing forward. I totally want you guys to I like this question a lot because it also brings up the fact that, like, hey, like we're here too. We're also, struggle. We also go through difficulties. We also, just because we don't share them or anything like that doesn't mean they don't happen, but definitely go through a lot of difficulties, especially through trading and taxes and getting through all these like new ways. And what do you do with your money? Where do you funnel all that income? It's more obstacles come about, so you become a more wiser individual, a stronger mindset to be able to handle the bigger portions of life. But Jim Rohn says, if you're disciplined when the amounts are small, you'll be rewarded when the amounts are big. And it's true. When you're disciplined, when you're with your current difficulties, with your current obstacles, now that the amounts are small, your finances, now that the amounts are small, whether they may be in your eyes or not, now that the amounts are small, you will be rewarded as you continue through your life as the amounts grow. So that's awesome. I love that question. Koi asks in private message, she's like, name is Jazz from Nevada. What would you do if you knew you could not fail? Wow. Okay. So I am actually going to ask that back to everyone. Okay. Drop it in the chat. What would you do if you knew you could not fail? Okay. What would you do? What would I do if I knew I could not fail? I'd more than likely probably be like a UFC fighter or something. I don't know. I think my one side of me that screams out still is and this is a huge episode that I wanted to go with and talk to you guys about, but I'm going to ask you guys these 3 questions. Okay. Or I'm going to ask you guys these 2 questions, and it's what are the 3 things that you could do this week right now to improve your week and be happier? Okay. And once you have those 3, okay, what are the 3 things that you could do right now that will make you truly happy? Okay. Now, let's fast forward. Okay. You are now on your deathbed. What are some things that you're looking back now you regret not doing, or that you would change in your life? Okay. And with this exercise, being 100% honest, everybody, like, I remember at first I was like, I wouldn't change a thing. Like, like being 100% realistic. Okay. Okay. So let's be honest. If you are on your deathbed, what are some things that you're looking back? For me, I know for a fact, because this goes in, you guys will see how this relates to my question. What I would do if I could not fail is go into sports. Because me personally, when I die, when I'm on my deathbed, I'm looking back on my whole life. I'm going to be looking back and wondering why the hell I didn't go into professional soccer, why the hell I didn't go into professional boxing or UFC or whatever it may have been, and I'm going to forever wonder why I didn't push myself harder in sports. Okay, so that's probably one thing in my deathbed that I know. And so what this exercise does, okay, so why I'm asking you guys this, and as I go, guys, please continue to drop in the chat. I want to see who's active. What would you do if you knew you could not fail? Okay, and why am I answering it? So this question went a little bit backwards. Okay, so I'm answering in the steps. So the reason I am saying this, what I would be regretting on my deathbed, is because I know that what you do regret in your deathbed doesn't always align 100% with what you would do today or this week that would make you truly happy. And that's just to bring you some level of awareness to, hey, like we have, okay, that's just to bring you like a level of awareness to say, we are doing these things to push us right now, every day, okay? But if you look back on your deathbed, if you're on your deathbed and you look back and you're regretting not spending time with your family, and then one of those three things that you wrote on the first list is not spending quality time with your family, you're out of alignment. You're not in alignment with what truly makes you happy. And that's what this exercise is for you to realize and be in alignment. Because the thing is about trading is that you have to, or we get to, be mentally and physically aligned. A lot of us struggle and cause ourselves a lot of stress and anxiety because our minds and bodies are out of alignment. Okay, so these two questions is to help you see if you are truly going after the things that you love, or if you're just going for things that you want now, but know that won't truly make you happy. So again, the questions were, write them down, okay? Write them down. The questions are, what are 3 things that you could do this week to make you absolutely happy, truly happy? Okay, and then what are some things, looking back on your deathbed, what are some things that you would regret not doing? Or what are some things that you look back and want to change? Okay, again, these are exercises to see if you're in alignment mentally and physically. The now is what you want in our material world, but when we have no time left, it's what we desire in the spiritual world, right? When you know you don't have any more time left, you're not going to take all those material things with you, right? So you're going to be looking back at all the things that you could have done. It's a very, very interesting concept. Please message me with your guys' comments. I would love to hear how that exercise helped you align with what truly makes you happy. Because no matter what, if we're trading, we're grinding, we're working, and we're fucking just sweating our asses off and bleeding and tearing up and shit, and then you're out of alignment, and you won't truly be fulfilled. And then what? You know what I mean? Like your whole life, your meanings. Make sure that you at least do one thing that aligns your mind and body. Okay, I realized that when I asked myself these questions, I became a lot closer to my family. I was not somebody to go kick it with my family on a Sunday or on a Saturday. Definitely not. I was over here working, studying, grinding, and my family lived in the building right next to me, and they did not see me for months. I asked myself these questions. Now they see me weekly, and they live like 30 minutes away. Why? Because I now understand what truly makes me happy is family. So I'm more in alignment with the things that I love. And doing the things that you love every single day is a huge win for all of our lives. Okay. Okay, I got another question. How do you treat Forex as a business? Okay, this is a really good question because a lot of us I think it all goes to this. Check this out. As a business owner, as a trader, you are a business owner. So I'm talking to everybody here. As a business owner, not just trading, but as a business owner, your plan, your business plan, your strategy, what you're doing, your team, you guys may currently be plateauing because currently, and this is what I tell a lot of people. Sorry, my dog is crying in the background, so I do apologize. Okay, this is what I tell to a lot of people because this is what I told myself again and again and again. So I had to tell myself, like, I had to check myself. I was like, okay, dude, like, you've been you've been at 5 figures for a really long time. It's like, how can you take it to the next level? And so I looked at my plan and I'm like, okay, risk to reward. I got a nice plan, money management, cool. And then I look at the plan and I look at the title. Okay, the title of my plan. It's like, and it's for a 10K challenge or a 25K challenge. So it said 5-figure trading plan. I'm looking at it. Okay, cool. And then I'm all thinking about, okay, so if I made this percentage, this much and this much, I would get this much. And I was planning it out. Okay, so then I would need this much weekly, this much monthly. Okay. I based my entire plan. Now, notice this. I based my entire plan. My entire plan was based from the absence of everything I did not have. The absence of everything I did not have. That was a failing plan. Okay, it got me to 5 figures, but that's as far as it would ever get me. 4 or 5 figures. I plateaued. 4 or 5 figures. Plateaued. That is a failing plan. Okay, and the reason it's a failing plan is because it's based from everything that I don't have. So I don't have a 6-figure account. So in 6 figures, with a 5-figure account, I was shooting for like about 10% weekly. Believe it or not, I was shooting for like about 10-12% weekly. Okay, on a 6-figure account, on a 100K account, $100,000 account, 12 figures. I mean, 12% is 12,000, and so I just, when you're looking at what you currently have and what you currently do not have, you're going to base your plan off the things that you don't have, right? And so of the absence of it. Okay, and so we don't want to base our plans off the absence of what we don't have in our business. You want to base your plan of the digit that you desire. Okay, now this is a huge difference because it's, okay, well, Bash, I don't have 6 figures. Isn't that still me basing my plan out of something I don't have, or after the absence? Yes and no. No, because yes, because you still don't have 6 figures, but no, because basing your plan from an absence, okay, basing your plan from the absence of not having 6 figures, you're going to shoot for more than what you would actually need. Okay, you're shooting for more, you're shooting for bigger, you're going for a lot higher. You see, when you're at 6 figures, 7 figures, you're at a steady pace. You say 12% or 5% in 1 week, I'm good. 5% in 1 day, I'm good, I'm chilling. Know what I mean? On a $1,000 account, 5% is not gonna feel like much. This is where we gotta be real. On a $1,000 account, 5% is probably not gonna feel like that exciting. That's the reality of it. Okay, and so when you look at 5% on a 6-figure account, then you're like, oh shit, well, now I'm sitting pretty good. But now here's the reality of it. It's like, are you basing your account or your plan off of what you don't have or what you desire? Because those are two very different things. Okay, now basing it off something that you desire, So you gotta, when we're looking at a trading plan, we gotta start looking at it. Okay, look, I see a lot of badass traders on here, badass traders. We got a lot of snipers on the chat. Okay, we got a lot of snipers on the call tonight. Okay, so for all my traders on here, if you're stuck at four figures, it's because your plan is a four-figure plan. You're riding on a four-figure mentality. You gotta we get to now go over here, look at if you're at four figures, five figures, go on FTMO, look at the account that you desire, look at it in front of you, and look at and set a plan based on that quantity of the next step. That's the only way that you're going to get to the next level. If you have a plan based for a 5-figure account, you're more than likely going to stay at 5 figures. See, more biggest reason that your account is at a 5-figure or 4 figures is because you're on a 4-figure mentality. You're on a 5-figure mentality. If you want to get to a 6-figure mentality, then make a 6-figure plan. Realistically, if you had 6 figures, how much do you need to risk? Realistically, if you had 6 figures, how much do you need to make to meet all your ends, right? To meet the month's ends, right? Or to meet all the bills for the month. Realistically, see, on a 4-figure account, that number is pretty high. That number may be pretty high in percentage wise. On a 5-figure account, meeting all of your bills for the month may be a little hard, but now you're meeting up a higher percentage of it. See, on a 6-figure account, you're not really stressing it because 5% can cover your bills for almost the whole month. It's the different mentalities that you have. It's like if you're riding with a 6-figure account, would you really be chasing all the trades that you took last week? Ask yourself that. Main reason that you have whatever a 4 or 5-figure account is because you're thinking on a 4 or 5-figure mentality. So if you're going to treat Forex as a business, or whatever way you're going to treat your business, if your goal is to reach 6 figures, have a clear goal of reaching 6 figures and have a 6-figure goal. Start behaving like a 6-figure company now, today. Start thinking like a 6-figure mentality today. Would I be stressing over money in 6 figures? No. Would I be chasing the bag with the 6 figures? Maybe you'll still be chasing the bag, but you're not going to be chasing every single bag, right? We're still chasing the bag, but we're not chasing every bag, right? With 6 figures, we're more chill. We're a lot more relaxed, a lot more leveraged. Okay, so that's a great question. Thanks for asking, but let's see. To go harder and hit my goals more. Okay, that's dope. Lack of communication skills. Okay, that's a big one. We can touch on that. Okay. Yeah, lack of communication skills. Okay, that's a big one. Okay, lack of communication skills. Personally, okay, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. Pushing yourself to do these things is always gonna help you. Okay, lacking in communication skills. Drop a 3 if you've ever felt like you can't just go in front of a big stage and hundreds of people staring up at you, waiting for you to speak. Drop some 3s if you cannot do that. If that's something you're afraid of, that you feel like you cannot go up and speak to people, that you cannot go up in public. So, okay, cool. That's quite a bit. That also used to be me. This goes back to what we were first talking about, though. Okay, what we were first talking about doing the things that you make you uncomfortable. These are the things that, for me personally, guys, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, communication was something very hard for me because, like, English is not my first language. And I had a very hard time learning English. And then getting to talk to people in English was very uncomfortable for me. So I was very shy growing up here in the United States. Then once I got to speak English, I pushed myself. I was just like, you know what? I do not like talking to anybody. But I had this level of awareness where I was just like, I want to talk to people, just like you, lacking in awareness and the communication skills. Me too. I was aware that I lacked it. So what do? I push myself. Okay, I push myself to go uncomfortable. So I put myself in plays. I put myself in acting class. I put myself in a bunch of situations in which I am obligated. Okay, in which I am obligated to push myself to be more uncomfortable. Okay, so what does trading do for us every day? Every day that you get in front of the markets, you get in what we call the unknown. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what the day is going to be like. We don't know what time, what place, how big, how small. It doesn't matter. We don't know the parameters of our day, of our next hours. We walk into what's the unknown. And so therefore, we are exposed to what this is unknown, uncomfortable zone. And so getting comfortable there and doing that everywhere. Here's the thing. It's like, we all want, like I say this a lot. It's like, man, I see people telling me, how do I prepare myself for the market? How do I prepare myself in the morning? And I'm telling you right now, it's not about preparing yourself for 2-3 hours. Okay. Kobe Bryant didn't just go to didn't just have his first basketball game with the Lakers and practice and prepare himself for a couple hours before the game. Like, this man trained his whole life to be this badass motherfucker. Okay? This trading or this business, entrepreneurship, career, path, journey, whatever you may call it, is a lifelong commitment. It's a lifelong commitment to your self-growth. Okay? And so when you realize that I'm in it for life. I'm in this for life. Okay? I'm not going anywhere. I'm in this for life. Okay? When you realize that you're in it for life, like you're gonna go through those things and you're just gonna be like, okay, that's just part of it. But I'm in it for life. I know that I need to plan for the rest of my life with this. I know that I'm going to gain and learn for the rest of my life. I know that I'm in it, not just for today, not for the next three years. I'm in it for the rest of my life. I'm not just a trader for the next 2 days. I've been a trader since I found out about this. I've been a trader. I've been this person, okay, internally for a really long time. Okay, it's about being this person always disciplined, waking up early. I don't just wake up early on the fucking weekdays. Man, New York session for me is at 7, right? 7. I'm not just waking up early at 7 one day out of the week. Like, I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just waking up 5 days out of the week, I'm waking up at 7. No, guys, I'm up by 6 a.m. 7 days a week. Ask my partner. Every day. Doesn't matter. I don't care. It's just who I am. Because on Saturday and Sunday, it's not that I get a break. Nothing stops. Nothing changes. I am that person all the time. And this is where you got to look at yourself in the mirror and like, okay, when you wake up tomorrow morning, when you go to bed today, when you go to bed, go over there, high five yourself. Okay, high five yourself in the mirror. Boom, high five yourself. Okay, high five yourself for the kick-ass day that you had. Ask yourself, what can I do? What are 3 things that I did today that fulfill me? And what can I do better tomorrow? right? And as you answer these questions, you're going to feel a little bit of ease, happiness, humble you down, because then you realize you can get better. And you're gonna go to bed and you're gonna wake up tomorrow and you're gonna get up and you're just gonna high five yourself again. You're gonna say, boom, like you are a badass. You're a badass motherfucker. That's who you are. You're a badass trader. You're a badass business owner. And you have to start being that person always, not just before trading, not just, especially, okay, now do this when you intend to not do anything related to Forex or anything related to your business, especially those days when you're not that person. Go over there and high five yourself. Okay. And so we've got another question here. PC said, how do you control your greed or emotions, and how did you learn to control it? My name is Abu and I live in Minneapolis. So I appreciate you dropping your name and location. Much love to you, Minneapolis as well. So how do I control my greed and emotions? And okay, so here's the biggest thing I would say. It's like you don't ever learn to control them, you just become more aware of them. So here's a big one, and I'll close it out with this. Okay, I'll close it out with this. Here is the biggest realization. I'm gonna smack you guys with something real quick. Okay, I'm gonna smack you guys with something because like this always smacks me. Okay, so here's the reality of it. Okay, and we know we don't want to do it. That's the biggest thing. Okay, my question to you is, how many times has someone, or have you read, and drop some sevens in the chat if you can relate, how many times has someone or have you read about meditation? For some reason, it wasn't letting me drop the sevens. Okay, I'm just letting them roll through. Got quite a bit. Okay, so here's the reality of it. Okay, so stay with me. How many times have you heard about meditation, and how many times have you actually followed through? Okay, now here's the reason I'm bringing this up, and it's because we all of us, including everybody that didn't drop a seven, we all know about meditation. We all understand that meditation helps you organize your thoughts, calm your emotions, and become more aware of them, silence the inside voice, or become more aware of it. Okay, we all know about that, but how many of us do actually do it? That's the reality of it. Okay, there's many things that we know to do that we simply do not do. Okay, here's why I feel like it's so hard for everyone to do, because it's so easy to do. Okay, it's so easy to do. Meditate 5 minutes, sit still and just do nothing. Yeah, it's easy to do. It's so easy to do, that's easier not to do. Things that are easy to do are also equally easy to not do. Just as easy, you don't have to do all these things. And that's the reality of it. It's like you have to push yourself, right? You have to push yourself because no one else will. Right? So, to organize your thoughts and emotions, one, everybody here is a smart motherfucker, okay? So let me just tell you guys this. All of you guys have so many ideas, business ideas, work ideas, in your life, mental, personal development ideas. All of you motherfuckers are badass, okay? Here's the thing. It's like you guys have to believe in that more than I believe in you. Okay? First, believe in yourself more than I believe in you. Okay? Do things that love you every single day. Every single day, we're gonna do things that we love to do. With those questions that I asked you guys in the beginning of the call. Okay, to see if you're aligned. At least do one thing that aligns with your beliefs. Now, when it comes to meditation, you don't have to do it every day. Okay, you don't have to. We don't trade every day. We don't have to meditate every day. But we all dismiss the things that we already know to do, and we just don't do them. I am here to invite you to do these things because they're highly important for your growth, okay, for your future, and honestly, for your business. Because the only reason that you may be stuck where you're at right now is because you're literally just lacking those things that you already know to be doing. Okay, there's this book, and I'm gonna grab it real quick, actually. No, yeah, it's too far away. It's this book, it's called Everything You Already Know. Yeah, everything You Already Know. Okay, read it, it's a great book. Most of us have the answers within us, we just neglect ourselves. We question ourselves, right? There's a God within us, guys. Don't question yourself. Okay, last question here. What are things you think of when you meditate? Okay, here's Johnny, thank you for asking that. So to end things up, I think this is a really good note. Okay, what are things you think of when you meditate? Anything. Okay, so there's a couple of styles of meditation. Okay, main one that I focus on is breathing meditation, where I sit here and just focus on my breathing for 15 to 20 minutes. That's one of the main ones that I use. I use that before my calls. I use that during my calls. I use that during the game. I use that all the time while I'm driving, constantly working and focusing on my breathing. Breathing meditation. There's hearing meditation. Hearing is actually a very strong component in our lives. It's like you don't like, it's so strong that it wakes you up at night every day. It's like, most of the time, for a lot of us who have alarms, the alarm is what wakes you up. Your eyes don't wake you up, your ears do. Look how powerful that is. Your ears start the day, have the ability to snap you back from your multi-dimensional self back into reality, back into earth, right? So hearing, okay, where you just put meditation bowls in the background and again focus on your breathing. The third one is actually very interesting, and it's something that's my second most used meditation, and it's visualization. Okay, I can't even say that word. Visualization. Okay, so now visualization meditation is all about what you can see within. And for this, I liked a lot of Joe Dispenza. Okay, Joe Dispenza is a great guided meditation. He has a morning meditation, a night meditation, a sleep meditation. I would try them all. Okay, they're all on his YouTube page. Highly recommend, guys. I've said this before and I say it again. If you don't have enough time to meditate, if you don't have 5 minutes to meditate, you probably need 10. Okay, I'll say that a million times. Okay, we all know to do the things that we don't do, and then we ask ourselves why it is that these things happen to us when we sit here and neglect these things weekly. Okay, as you guys grow, as you guys continue to achieve higher levels of success, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Please message me, share with me any thoughts, comments, ideas, breakthroughs that you guys may have gone through. And these calls are going to be are going to be a little bit shorter, and that's cool. I want to keep these calls short for everybody to just come on back whenever and make these easy to digest. So, guys, I'm going to wrap it up right there. Thank you guys so much for being on here today. I appreciate you guys. Have a tremendous, tremendous week. Kill it this week. Kill it, kill it, kill it. All you guys are killers out there. Kill it in your business, kill it in your field, kill it in everything that you do this week. Run it up. Remember that you're one thought away from being where you want to be. You're one thought away from breaking through all your goals. Okay, you guys are one thought away from everything that you need to be doing. Remember today, okay, to ask yourself those 3 questions before you go to bed. Ask yourself those 2 questions to realize what you are doing in alignment. Remember, the only reason that you may not be able to make a decision correctly is because your body and mind are out of alignment. That's the only reason that we suffer stress, anxiety, or fear, is because our minds and bodies are not aligned. And that's the only reason why. Align your mind and body. That's key to anything, any source of happiness in your life. I promise you, align your mind and body. The more you become aligned with yourself, the more you glow, you grow, and people all around you just know that your presence is the energy that they crave, that they want to be around. And so, guys, you guys are that energy. You guys are those individuals every single day in every single way. And I love you guys. I appreciate you guys in many, many ways that you guys could ever imagine. I can simply just not put it in words. Thank you guys. I will see you guys on the next call. Take care. Okay, much love.